Welcome to the Zodiac chat line for your live and in color Virgo New Moon show. I am, of course, your host today, and Cassie is here with me because I'm with Cassie in our home city of Detroit. Every so often we like to mix it up and throw you guys for a loop, and you'll be okay with that. So, well, girl, first of all, I am loving this Michigan weather. It is just nice and breezy. Not enough to be back here, but enough to enjoy it while I'm here. How you doing, girl?
I'm good. I'm so happy you're here. And yes, also enjoying the pre-fall weather at this end of summer juncture. So yeah, I'll take it.
We are slowly creeping into Virgo season. Leos, it's over. Okay. It's over. Put it to bed. Y'all had quite the season, but we're here to talk about the mutable earth sign, Virgo. Of course, it's mutable because we are transitioning from the end of summer into fall, but this is the last sign of the summer season. So the sun will be moving into Virgo on the 22nd of August. The very next day, and really late into the evening, the new moon in Virgo will happen on the 23rd, and the sun and the moon will be right there together. So, whatever little analytical your heart desires, go for it. Mercury is in Leo, but of course that will move into Virgo on the 2nd of September. We do have Venus in Cancer, and we love some Venus in Cancer. We really do. It's such a sweet placement. But it will move into Leo on the 25th of August. Mars is still in Libra. Jupiter is in Cancer. And then we come to our lovely retrograde planets because we did have Mercury go direct last week. So hopefully you all survived it. Exactly. But we currently have Saturn retrograde in Aries, and it will then retrograde again, not again, but it will continue to retrograde back into Pisces on September 1st. Neptune is retrograde in Aries. Uranus is in Gemini, but that will also retrograde on the 6th of September. Pluto is, of course, still retrograde in Aquarius, and we do have our North Node in Pisces. So now's the time to really reflect on a lot, and maybe the bigger aspects of things. Cassie and I were talking about Saturn being in Aries and then retrograding into Pisces and finding your wish versus reality.
Yeah, I think with the North Node and in Pisces, South Node in Virgo, we're talking about Virgo season. So we're dealing with the Virgo Pisces axis. It's really fantasy versus reality. And with all of these outer planets in retrograde as well, a time to do what Virgos do best: be analytical, take stock of things, make lists, have a look at what's working and what's not, and like what is wishful thinking and what is not, and how your vision and your wishes and your dreams and your fantasies are matching up to reality, and what you can do to bring those things closer together, or maybe weed out the fantasy aspects that are less less healthy for you, and the collective as well.
And healthy is a great term because Virgo does rule the 6th house of our daily habits and health. I feel like if a Virgo is not working out or isn't health conscious, you should check on them. You should definitely check on them. And your daily habits don't have to be extreme, but let them be something that you feel like you can achieve on a regular basis. I feel like sometimes we get stuck in, we have to do this, it has to be this, has to be this, and that's not realistic. Like, sometimes there's just days you just don't want to do it. And so stick with what works. We will have a full moon Virgo lunar eclipse in March of 2026. So this is a good time to plant those seeds for what you want to see come spring of next year. Virgo is very dedicated and committed to their goals. And their goals are usually very specific. They are very detailed. Um, we'll talk about this celeb later, but you can see Beyonce is very much big Virgo energy, and allows for a lot of progress. And it doesn't have to be quick progress, because we know earth signs, they are slow and steady, and it works for them.
Yeah.
Water, air signs, doesn't really work for us all the time, but we can learn lessons from that earth sign energy. And as we look at just the world in general, and how all of the retrograde is really causing us to rethink a lot. We can see in Texas, that is a very wild and unhinged situation. It is strictly based in racism. I don't care what anybody says. But shout out to all of the Democratic leaders that are trying to stand their ground. There is one representative, her first name I think is Nicole, but I can't think of her last name.
It is escaping me now too.
But they locked this lady in the chamber, and Nicole Collier, that is who she is. And she slept on the floor as a protest, but they locked her in the chamber because she wouldn't sign a slip saying that she basically have the police following her at all times. An escort, or something of that nature. And this was to, again, we talked about this last time, like, if you really won, why are you cheating? So for them to redistrict a lot of their congressional seats, and to remove Jasmine Crockett as one of her district, so that they redistrict it so there's more Republican seats. But we are going to shout out Mr. Gavin Newsom in California. He said, that's cool, I got you. And it is very interesting as we are watching Uranus and Gemini, Saturn in Aries, and Pluto in Aquarius, all placements when America's revolutionary aspects have taken place, whether it be the Revolutionary War, the Haitian War, the French War, Civil War, all of these internal battles that we have witnessed during all of these transits. And we've said this before, you don't have to believe in astrology, but patterns are patterns. And just want to make that as a note. So this is only the beginning. I think we're going to see a lot more disagreements. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's necessary to have those disagreements, because what is happening is not working. The extremism from one side that knows that they're losing control and wants to take control back, is insistent on trying to prove others wrong, is insistent trying to belittle everybody that is not on in their mindset, this, and this. And you already know what those things are. So that's, the majority, actually, the global majority. They are no longer the global majority, and recognizing that their power, or what they want to assume as power, is being taken away. And so I encourage you, again, find your local community organizations, help out with your local communities. We've talked about this before. Find your local farmers. It is imperative that you find other resources in order to gain any kind of food sources, water sources. Talk to your neighbors if you know people that have children that need assistance, whether it be school supplies, lunchbox. I know I'm talking like but I promise you, getting to know your community is going to be beneficial to us all, because we have to do this together. As Channing always said, there is more of us than there is of them. There is more of us than there is of them, and we have to keep that focus. And I'm glad to see that there are representatives and leaders in other states really standing up for what they know is right. Everybody that is complacent and complicit in this entire whatever we're going through, I don't even know the word for it, knows that it's blatantly wrong. Like they're very aware of how wrong it is, but you know, power is really interesting for some folks. And
yeah, I all of that, and just, you know, kind of building on that as far as, you know, as it relates to this new moon in Virgo, I think at its best, Virgo energy is small changes accumulated over time. And of all of the earth signs, all the earth signs are gradual change oriented, but Virgo is maybe the most like micro change, with also the most potential to be effective. And not, you can't solve every problem. You can't solve every problem. I can't solve every problem. But we can hone in on specific, very specific needs within our community, within our life, within our family, within our network, whatever it is, and do something small to help. And the cumulative power of those micro actions multiplied across billions of people, because again, there are more of us than there are of them, can mean great positive change is possible. But we have to believe it's possible. We have to dispense with this idea that we're fucked, you know, that we're cooked. Like, I'm not saying for sure we're not, but I'm saying if we all decide we are, then we are. Yeah. But if we decide that no, this isn't the first moment in human history where things have been really fucking bad, and our ancestors fought worse battles than this to get us here, then we can build off that power and do something better. And for your new moon intentions, like, maybe just try to find one group in your community that is doing something that relates to something you care about, and find one small way you can help them. It could even be as simple as reposting their posts on social media. You're already on there doom scrolling. Do something else, you know? Like, send $5. Like, I mean, it doesn't have to be big. It does not have to be big. And Virgos are masters of that, of a little bit, a tiny bit every day can make a really big difference.
PBS, NPR.
Yeah.
Donating when they ask, help them out, because they're the ones telling us the real news. PBS, most of us were raised, boomers, millennials, we were raised on PBS. And NPR, they have the most thought out resource, like sources of news and interviews, and public access. And I think that's the biggest thing, is that as a collective, you know, everything is trying to become privatized, and public access is necessary for all of us to be able to just learn things. And as Cassie said, a small, just billions of people doing small steps is actually a large thing. It's not even, it won't go unnoticed. And I appreciate that everyone that doesn't play into the fear mongering and the propaganda and the randomly sending the military to DC for whatever reason that was in the Black communities. We know, again, racism, and I'll keep saying that because that's always what it is. But, you know, there are a lot more problems that we have in this world, and you can't be afraid to speak up. You can't be afraid to speak out. You can't be afraid to support and be on the right side of history, because you realize that the group that is on the wrong side is scrambling to anger everybody, and nobody is moved. I mean, I will tell you this, as a Black person, I am so unbothered, because my ancestors have been through so much worse, and they didn't have the resources and the technology and the advancements and the huge community that we have now. And you just see over and over, people are not taking it, and people are going to support their communities, and we encourage you to do that. We have been talking about community and collective for almost a year.
Yeah,
right
long time.
Before Pluto moved into Aquarius, we were like, guys, the collective has to transform and change. And so shout out to those of you that are doing it. Shout out to all of the small organizations that are continuing to sue when they need to fight when they need to, all of the representatives, wherever you are, no matter big or small, from city council all the way up to governors that are standing their ground. Shout out Big Rich Because
When in
when in Michigan,
Rome, yeah.
we shout out the homies. But we encourage you to find that small change is good. And you can check on your progress come the full moon in Virgo. Let's see, what else do we want? I think you want to just go ahead and talk to our celebrities.
Yeah.
Whatevs. We got time.
That's right.
So it is Virgo season, and of course, Cassie and I are going to talk about some celebrities, and then of course, we do have one big celebrity, but even if you know who she is, we're not going to talk about her just yet. Slow down. So you want to go first?
Sure.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so my first Virgo celebrity I'm going to check in with, RIP, a innovator, just hugely influential author in the mystery genre, writing in the early 20th century, not a super popular time for ladies to be published, especially in mystery, genre. That would be Agatha Christie. Also, I think fun to shout out a Virgo author, because Virgo is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication. And sometimes we think primarily of Geminis as the authors of the Zodiac, but Virgos, you gotta keep an eye out for those ones. I love Agatha Christie. And Then There Were None was one of the first book of hers that I read, and I love it. Every single year, another one of her books comes into the public domain, because it's now been about 100 years since most of her works were published. And literally, like, to the one, you can tell that they're going to make a movie out of it. Like Death on the Nile, Murder on the Orient Express. Like, as soon as something comes into the public domain, they are making a film about it. Yeah,
and I like me a mystery.
Yeah, and the stories are still so good. Like, she check her out. If you have never read any of her books, please do. Familiarize yourself with her catalog. Hercule Poirot is her famous, Sherlock Holmes-esque character that she created, who features in a lot of her stories. And I just love her. And as a young female writer myself, I was super inspired by her. So Agatha Christie, shout out to you.
And this way you keep educated friends around you, okay? All right. So my first Virgo celeb is when we think about success, I think people, when we were younger, we had all of these goals that we stack, and most of the people that we realize that are super successful, it happens in their mid to late 40s. It doesn't happen right away. And this person, Ms. Leslie Jones, did not get on SNL until she was 47. Okay. And she's hilarious, by the way, if you've not recognized that. And I feel like she had a lot of bumps in the road prior to being able to be on there. Chris Rock actually helped her get on SNL, and that was in 2013, 2014, I believe, that she was on there. But for a long time, she really, really tried to break into the comedy industry. She had opened for, I can't remember who it was, but was booed off stage. Yeah, and so she opened for, oh man, it came and went. But that person told her, you need a little more life experience. And now, Leslie Jones has been in Ghostbusters, and she's been in just plenty of movies. She actually, one, is a WNBA super fan, because I'm still talking about it because it is still WNBA season. She wrote her memoir in 2023, Leslie fucking Jones, a memoir. And she was nominated for a Primetime Emmy for Outstanding Supportive Actress for SNL. But yeah, she was 47. That's insane. So, like, you're never too old or young to accomplish anything, and so don't let age or time put you on anything. And that is dedication. Okay, that is a Virgo right there. Dedication.
And shout out to Leslie Jones for using her platform for good. Like, if you follow her on social, she is just saying what needs to be said. And I appreciate her and other celebrities that are using their reach to try to tell people the truth about stuff. Like, shout out to you. So my next Virgo celebrity is my first male crush. As a child, I was a super fan of this person, the star of Speed, Walk in the Clouds, Point Break. I am talking about, of course, Keanu Reeves, who continues to be just like a good person. Like every story you read about him, he's doing something nice for people and like helping out crew members on sets where he works, like pay their medical bills and buying like everybody, you know, cast gifts and just like giving away his fortune and riding public transit and just being a good human being. Like, thank you. That is also a very Virgo quality, being service. Yeah, like serving others and recognizing that like it is also helping you to be nice to other people and make sure other people are taken care of. Like it ultimately comes back not just in karma, but in literal, like you make your own surroundings better when you help the people who live around you and are in your community. So shout out to Keanu Reeves.
And old school Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Oh, yes,
like,
of course.
Old school. That was before anybody was like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
All right. So my second Virgo celebrity is among, for Black people, you know, like Black people have celebrities and actors that are Black people famous. She's famous, but she's also Black people famous. Okay. And if you know, you know. Like I'm just saying. I don't want to really, but whatever. But she's an actress, entrepreneur, and author. I am speaking of course, Taraji P. Henson. Now listen, this is what I speak of when we were talking about how Virgos do and get it done. This lady has TPH by Taraji, which is her hair care line. She wanted to be a cosmetologist when she grew up and ended up not going to cosmetology school and became an actress. So we thank you for that. She's also a part of Seven Daughters Wine. It's Moscato. And she started the B.L. Henson Foundation in honor of her father, who is an Army, I believe he was a military vet. Let me just say that. For mental health. Again, health care. Virgo. But this woman, she has been known as Cookie from Empire. She was in Hidden Figures. She was in Hustle and Flow. She was in Benjamin Button, which she was nominated an award for. She was in Baby Boy. Again, yeah. Black people famous. The Color Purple, and recently in Straw, a Tyler Perry movie. In 2019, she got her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, but she has been, she got a Golden Globe Award, been nominated for Academy Awards, nominated for 6 Emmy Awards and a Tony. And in 2016 and 2024, she was named one of the most 100 influential people in the world. So shout out Taraji for keep doing it. And again, she was also an actress that it took her a long time to be famous. And she is very, again, using her platform for good, speaking out about the pay disparity for Black actresses and just actresses in general. And so she's like, you know, you think we want to work? No, we got to work. Them checks don't come like that. And I was like, good for you. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. She was also one of the first celebrities that I saw sounding the alarm about Project 2025. Again, like, I don't know. I can't speak to what everybody else knows, but I do appreciate the risk that celebrities take when they speak out about various political issues. Like I do, because their livelihood comes from their image, their, you know, perception by others. But she knows, Leslie Jones knows, that there are bigger things than making sure that next project is locked in. And I really have so much respect for them and for all celebrities that are using their platforms right now to speak out when we need to be speaking. Because if people don't continue to speak out now, they are going to try their damnedest to take away our ability to and our right to speak out.
And they want us to be quiet. That is the only way. Like, silence is usually what allows abuse to continue.
Yep.
Because this is abuse.
It is. It is.
Okay. So as always, we're always shouting out this Virgo celebrity because, well, she is like the Virgo celebrity. I'm not even going to go to her accolades because it would take me forever. But minimally, this woman has won 35 Grammys with 99 nominations. She just completed another tour, and it was real selective this year. Last year's Renaissance went, but Cowboy Carter, baby, that was select few cities. you know, she has Sacred, she has Sir Davis. She has always helped out her hometown of Houston. Um, Beyonce, Giselle Knowles Carter. Like, she is the Virgo. When I tell you to watch her production value, to watch, remember, she did her Beyonce Bowl last year. Not even the Super. Nobody even cared about the Super, even though Kendrick Lamar, you did great. Yeah. But Beyonce Bowl, like, I watched that multiple times because that was just a performer. If you don't like Beyonce, you're a hater. And it's just real, like, because you can't take away from, yes, she's a celebrity, yes, there's a, like, our most billionaires problematic, I'm sure they are, but as a human being, as a performer, as a singer, because that microphone is always on, just telling you in case you don't, that girl can sing. That is just the epitome of hard work and dedication. She's been working since she's 16. Okay, I need y'all to understand. 16 years old, and that lady put in the work. Okay.
Yeah, she put in 10 years worth of work before she even turned 16. Like, she was a child going on Star Search, getting her, rounding up her friends and making a girl group and being like, we're going to practice, we're going to do this, because she's fucking Virgo.
Now, her Capricorn daughter is very much getting the torch passed to her, and watching her, and I've heard a couple people say this, and I agree, watching her parent and mother her Black daughter in a world where, while they have an extreme amount of privilege, she still knows that her daughter is going to be scrutinized and looked. I mean, y'all were talking about that little girl's hair, and she was a child. Like, that was crazy work. But to even witness the development of Blue from Renaissance to her dancing at Cowboy Carter, getting her own deja blue moment, it's just amazing to watch a human being develop and watch Beyonce influence the culture. She is the most influential musician of our generation. She is,
hands down.
And again, if you don't like her, you're a hater. You don't have to say I'm about to her music every day, but just, you can't even recognize artistry. That's where I'm like, you're full of shit. And she's like, let me just do some hair care, because y'all be talking about my hair. Her hair is real, okay? She liked to wear wigs because it's a protective style, okay? And then she, a little whiskey. So, and I think she just did a Levi's.
Oh yeah. So, she did a big, I'm sure, cross promotional agreement with Levi's,
because American Eagle messed that up. But I just want to shout out all the Virgos this season. Shout out to all of our Virgos. Okay, we love you guys. All know. Y'all know who you are. We love y'all. Yeah. Special shout out to the littlest Virgo that we know.
My daughter, who's recently become obsessed with Beyonce, and it's the cutest thing,
and
you guys.
She is going to be a force to be reckoned with, and I'm excited to watch it because she gonna have my back. So y'all don't play with it, because they are petty. Okay, I'm just gonna say, like, and it happens.
Again, it's like, the thing with Virgos is it's the long game. So you could piss off a Libra and they will forget about it in a month or two, but a Virgo, they will spend a lifetime. They will spend a lifetime getting back at you.
Plotting.
And meticulously.
And they'll get back to you in little ways at a time until the big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll do it.
A cumulative fucking find out phase. Okay? Like, yeah.
So, again, Virgos, shout out to you. I hope you have a great Virgo season. The universe wouldn't turn without you. I mean, we need all the signs, but
I love the Virgos. Yeah. I do. They have a special place in my heart. They really do.
I'm a Virgo North Node, so I guess, they're fine. I'm just kidding. I'm learning way too many. Oh, you gotta really do things little at a time. Yeah, great. So the chat line's still available.
313-416. Wait, is that right?
Yeah.
416-9541.
Yeah. And if you don't hit us up, maybe we'll cancel it. But right now it's still going.
Yeah.
So if you want to shout out and chat with us,
and we will shout you out. You have a project you want people to know about? Like, go back and watch our Leo season episode. We put Dan's movie all the way out there. Okay, like we will do it, but you got to hit us up.
We're here to support the community. Okay. So if you guys are ready, Kim Krans Animal Spirit will be the deck we're using today. So this is interesting now that we are together in the same space. I'm going to give this a little shuffle. And then, you know, Cassie will, of course, pull the magical card because that's
and this is my deck that Tanae is using. This is so crazy. It's a cross-pollination thing. Listen, I'm loving
so
it.
That I feel like that means that this is about to be the card.
A really good one.
The card. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. I am ready.
Okay.
Ooh.
As we say it. The camel.
All right, I can hold the card while you read.
Okay.
See? So we can optimize our.
So a little bit about this deck. As you can see at the top, all of those represent the different elements.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the
fire, I believe.
Is it the fire? I think so.
Yeah.
Yes, it is the fire element. Interesting for Virgo season.
Yeah. Camel is an interesting animal to be associated with the fire element. So we'll hear about it.
All right. Camel, resourceful, independent, knows oneself. The camel can handle absolutely anything as it carries a wealth of nourishment within. This wondrous creature is self-reliant and handles challenge with ease. Even in the face of excess heat, judgment, or anger, the camel searches inside for the cool elixir of water to calm the situation. The camel represents the ultimate form of bringing opposites into balance, fire and water, and being responsible for one's own reactions. The camel is a wonderful traveler and especially fond of trips to faraway land. When out of balance, let's rephrase that. When in balance, calm, content, sparkle in eye. When out of balance, dehydrated, lacks vitality. To bring into balance, a pilgrimage.
Oh,
I think that is a fantastic card for Virgo season, especially noting reactions to emotions. As we were speaking of earlier, don't let people get you out of character. It's just not necessary. If you're an adult, you should manage your own emotions. Like, yeah, they're a lot, but they're temporary. They ebb and flow. Cassie can tell you. They're everywhere. I can say it too, but
it's a lifelong struggle, you guys. I know it's hard, but there are things we can do, daily habits you can undertake that make it easier.
And that's it. So have a great Virgo season. Thanks for joining us.
We'll be back for the full moon in Pisces.
Yes, we will. We won't be together, but enjoy this. It's all love. I love you, girl. We out of here.